Hello all. This is my second take. Just now I forgot to on the mic, so that's why it's a bit stupid, right? I thought like 10 minutes trying to record, and then I realized that I forgot to switch on the mic, right? So this is my second attempt. So today, right? Okay. No choice. Okay, we are learning through video, right? Because I just want to discuss about the paper 4 that I asked you to do. Okay, why I'm wearing a cap because my hair is very very long, super the long. Okay, so yeah, so today we will discuss on the paper 4. I hope you have done it. So if you have not done it, then please take the time to complete it first. Don't waste it, right? Don't waste the paper because we have limited recent papers. So don't waste the paper. Do first, all right? Then after you finish up, only you watch the video, right? That's the purpose of I'm doing that, because I don't want to waste time going into class and then you guys are, some of you are not done, and then I'm discussing and then you have no time to do your question. I know that some of you might have time, you need some more time. Please do first, all right? You need to practice first. Can? Right? So if those are done, then you can continue watching, right? So we will discuss the worksheet, okay, today, right? So let's see. All right, I'm trying with this new app thing, right? It's a new thing for me. So let's try now. Hey, wait, shouldn't be like that, right? It should be like this. Where is it? How to make it? No, order, move up, move to the top. Okay, yeah, okay, new things. Sorry about it. Okay, so what we're gonna do is that, right, we will look into the worksheet that I give you, right? So let's have a look. Okay, so let's go through this worksheet here, right, on the paper 4-2. Okay, so the first question, they say that, right, they give us the price for the painter, plumber, and electrician. So these are the charges, all right, for the three different jobs. Okay, so they say the painter worked for 7 hours and they say $35 per hour, so it's just 7 times 35. So the amount of money that Mr. Sharma pay is 245. Okay, that's that. The second one, right, they say Sharma pays the plumber 252. Okay, but there's a fixed charge. It means that, right, if let's say I work for 2 hours, you still need to pay me $40. That's the fixed charge. Then plus with the 2 hours of 26.50. So this $252, right, include the fixed charge. So you need to subtract out the $40. Okay, take out the fixed charge first. So that's why after that you divide by 26.50, so you get 8 hours. So you have 8 hours here. You need to subtract that because that is the fixed price. No matter how much you spend and how much you work, you still get the $40. Even 1 hour, so you get the $40. Okay, that's why you need to subtract that. Okay, you get 8 hours here. Okay, right? Next, this Sharma, this electrician. Okay, for the first 2 hours is $48 and then $32 per hour. So you will subtract the 2 hour out first. So 2 times 48, because each hour is 48 for the first 2 hours. You subtract it out, okay, and then you divide by 32. So this is how many hours the electrician work after the 2 hours. That's why I need to add back the 2 hours, because this is the first 2 hours. This is to calculate, right, the time for the next hours after the first 2 hours. That's why I need to plus with 2. That's why the total hour he works is 6 hours. If you didn't plus this 2, right, it's only 4. But if that is the hours after the first 2 hours, because I take it divide by 32. That is for after 2 hours, right? So you need to plus the 2. Okay, so here is 6 hours. So after that, right, the question want you to write a ratio for the amount Mr. Sharma pay. The question want to find the amount Mr. Sharma pays, right? It means how much he pays for the student, for the painter, plumber, and electrician. Okay, so in this case, right, he has paid 245, 252, and 224. So you put inside here and find the lowest term. If you don't give me your answer in lowest term, you won't get your marks. You need to be in lowest term. Okay, right? Understand? Can I? All right. So that's why it's 35, 36, and 32. That's done. Right? Okay, now this question is on transformation. It's very important. You need to get these marks correct. Because this is about 10 marks and it's an easy marks. Alright? So to do rotation, alright, you need a tracing paper. So like I told you before, tracing paper is either you put it horizontal like this. Right? Let me change the color a bit. Okay, either you make it horizontal like this, or you put it in like that. Vertically. So whatever you want. So in this case, I put it horizontally. Okay? Then right, I will try to poke into points. Right? Let's say you try, okay, the answer is this one, so I should try here. You put your pencil here, right, and poke at this point here. Poke at the paper here. Okay? Maybe you can draw a line that joins these two things. That join the one of the object. Okay? And then you turn your paper. Okay? You turn your paper 90 degree. Okay? You turn your paper 90 degree, right? Of course, because you poke the paper, right, the paper will turn accordingly. You will realize that, oh, it touched the thing. But if you don't touch, right, then you try another point. Only use one point. You just keep turning your paper. If this point doesn't work, let's say, right. Yeah. Let me send it. Okay, send it. No, wait. Okay, send it back. Okay. Let's say, right, you try this point here. Okay, and you draw a line, right, joining the one of the side with the point, right? So let's say I join like that. Okay, and you turn your tracing paper 90 degree. Okay, and you put here, you realize that it's not. Because why? Supposing if it is turned already 90 degree, right, it should go to this point one. But it doesn't, it's not what you want. So you try another point. Your black dot you put to somewhere else. Okay, your pencil where you poke your paper, right, you turn it. So you turn back your paper to original line, this side, right? So you join back your line, alright? So let's say here, you join back the line, okay, like that. Okay, then you turn your paper. Turn your tracing paper 90 degree. Okay, then you put that. And you realize, this is the right one. So you keep turning your tracing paper only, right? Is tracing paper given in exam? Yes, it's given in exam. Okay, you just need to ask the examiner. Okay. So once you get your turning point, you can see that the object and the image, you turn anti-clockwise. That's why, right, you write rotation through 90 degree anti-clockwise about -3.2, the center of enlargement, rotation. 3 marks because rotation 1 mark, 90 degree anti-clockwise 1 mark, -3.2 is also 1 mark. Okay? So that's done. Then A to C, right, is obviously enlargement, obviously, because gets bigger or gets smaller. So how do we find the point of enlargement? You just join them only. Join all your points together. This one join with this, right? Here join with this. Okay, this one join with this. You just join them all together. So the point that they cross each other, that's the center of enlargement already. Okay, so in this case it's -2, -1. That's why my center of enlargement here, I write -2, -2, -1. -1, right? Okay, my bad. So this is -1. So this is not -2, -1. It's -2, -1. My bad. So let me type back this one. So this is -2, -1. -2, -1. Okay? And the scale factor, right, that you're looking at, the scale factor is negative. Why negative, right? If you look at it, just now when I draw the line, I join them together, join all the points together, right? You can see that they all cross at one point, which is this -2, -1. And because of your center enlargement is here, the object and the image, right, is opposite to one another. When they are opposite to one another, that means that, right, this is negative scale factor. If it's both of them on the same side, then it's positive scale factor. But this is negative scale factor because opposite to one another. Okay, so that's why, right, it's negative. And how do we find the scale factor? Okay, it's equivalent to image divided by object. Always remember, LELO without the stitch. Length of object, length of image divided by length of object. LELO. Length of image divided by length of object. So image is this one. So 2 is, I use here. So 2. So 2 over 4. So 2 over 4. I get 1 over 2. So that's why it's negative. Why negative? In this case, because opposite to one another. That's why negative 1 over 2. I put negative 1 over 2. Okay? Alright? That's done. The next one, right, they ask you to draw a translation of triangle A. So it's negative 5, negative 10. So you move to the left by 5, go down by 10. So that's why this is the image. And I will label it as AB like that. So that I know that this is for B. Okay? C is about reflection. So reflection, you flip only. So it flips. So it becomes like that. This is reflection. Okay? Done with that. So this kind of question, right, you must try to score as fully score it. Because it's about 10 marks. So it's easy 10 marks. It's 10 out of 90. 100 is a lot. 10 out of 100, sorry. It's a lot. Okay? Right, this is the answer. I just zoom out a bit for you to see. Okay? Right, this question here. Right, we are talking about parallel lines and so on. So first and foremost, I find A lah. This is vertically opposite angle. That's why A is just 126. Easy. Okay? This two angle, right, is interior angle. That's why I say 63 plus C, right, is 180. That's why 63 plus C is 180. So you get C equals to 117. Okay? Right? B is corresponding. If this is B, alright, this angle is B. The other angle that is corresponding to this one is here. This is corresponding. So B plus 126 is 180. That's why your B is 54. So you get B equals to 54. Okay? So that's why you get this answer here. Alright? Question B, right, is on circle theorem. You have no choice but to memorize, right, the theorem. You need to, because the question asks for geometrical reason. And if you don't give me the geometrical reason, even though your answer is correct, we won't give you marks at all. You need to have a reason. So where can you get, right? Okay, I will post this thing to the classroom later on, right? For those who have not have it, alright, you can print it out later on yourself. Okay, for those who have it, I think I have printed for them, for some of the students. So these theorems, right, are the 8 theorems of circle theorems, and you must memorize the wording, because these are the wording that will give you the marks. Maybe not all lah, right? Maybe theorem 1 to 6 only. Okay, 7 and 8, suddenly they don't really ask this. Okay, so make sure that you have all these 6 theorems. Okay, so the first one, right, you see, we want to know that this is 90 degree. How do I know that this is 90 degree? This is 90 degree because this is a semicircle. This is a semicircle. Okay, right? Semicircle. This is the diameter. This is a triangle. So this is the third theorem. You see the diameter and a triangle. So that's why it's 90 degree. The angle in a semicircle. That's why I write 90 degree PRQ. PRQ is 90 degree because angle of a semicircle. Okay. Then because this is a triangle, I know that this angle add with these two angles add up together should give me 180. That's why PQR equals 180 minus 58 minus 90. I will just write total interior angle, right, of a triangle is 180. So spell wrongly interior, but there's an I here lah. Okay, can? Then, right, you get this angle and you can see that this is just the alternate angle. Right? Either you can say an alternate angle. Right? This is like alternate angle. Okay, this is alternate angle. Why I put same segment now? Right, my bad. Sorry. Okay, I didn't see properly when I was doing. Right? This is an alternate angle. You see there's a Z here. There's a Z. Right? So this is not the angle in the same segment. Right? I wouldn't say that. Okay, I will say this is an alternate angle. So here is an alternate angle. Can I do? So you must see there's a Z here. Can I? Right? So that's why you need to know your mathematical geometrical reasoning. Where can you get it? This one. So I'll post it in Google Classroom later on. Can I? Right? So next question. Right? Next question. Okay. In this case, alright, what can you do is that, right, this is the angle of the segment. So here is 2y. This angle here then will become 2y because opposite, but it's in the center. So this become 2y. Okay, this is 2y. Okay, so because this is 2y, then 2y plus 142 is equals to 360 because 1 whole third. Why 2y? Because it's center. Center is always 2y. Circumference is only y. The angle at center is always double. So that's why 2y. Okay, so it's 109. The y is equals to 109. Right? Done that. Okay, number 4. Number 4 is a very interesting question. Okay, now they say a shop gives right of 1,000 people a voucher. 28 people right use the voucher. Means 28 out of 1,000 uses the voucher, which means I calculate the percentage is 2.8% of the people will use the voucher. Okay, but now right they give out 16,500. So how many expected to use it? So I just 2.8% times with 16,500. So I expect 462 people will use it. Okay? Can First you must calculate how many percent of people will use it first. Then only you will use the percentage and use it to predict the number of people. If you give out 16,500, how many of it will use your voucher? Okay? Right? That's 4A. Okay, B right is on probability now. They say you only pick 1 people and the people that you have picked right is wearing a red hat. So red hat is 7 people. So 7 out of 15. So 7 out of 15. Okay? Now, second one right is randomly pick 2 person and you want them to have the same, wearing the same color. So either red, red, green, green, or white, white. So red, red right is 7 out of 15. But because you pick 1 people out already, you never put back. That's why it's 6 out of 14. Okay? Then 6 out of 15 times 5 out of 14. Why? Because you have 6 green, but you already choose 1 people, so now you're left with 5 only. That's why 5 out of 14. You already choose 1. Supposing it's 15, but now become 14. As for white, right, is 2 right, 2 times over 15, but you choose 1 already, that's why 1 over 14. Then you multiply together and add up together, your answer should be the same as the one that they give us. 37 over 105. This kind of question also must be very good because it's 3 marks. Okay, you must consider all possibility. Okay, right, done. Okay, number 3, right, they say now you're choosing 3 people now, right? At least 2 of them, okay, out of the 3 people, at least 2 so it can be 2, can be 3. That's why, right, 2 of it wear red, red. So red, red, and other colors. So first I have 7 red, so 7 out of 15, then 6 out of 14, and other color is the green and the white, so it's 8 out of 13. But why I times 3 here? Because it can be red, others red. It can be like that. It can be red, red, others. O is others, or red, others red, or other red, red. Any other possible? But they are the same thing. That's why I times 3. RRO, ROR, ORR is the same thing. Red, red, others, red, others, red, other red, red. Also the same thing. That's why I times 3. Okay? That's why I times 3 here. But this one, right, is just red, red, red. Right? I don't care which one comes first because as long as red, red, red. So that's why red times red times red. So that's why 7 out of 15 times 6 out of 14 times 5 out of 13. So when you do your calculation, you should get 29 out of 65. Only this you need to times 3 because you can interchange the place. But this one is indistinguishable. Which one comes first, you don't know. So the red, 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 right, you don't need to times 3 one. Okay? This one be times 3 because you have 3 different arrangement. RRO, ROR, or ORR. Okay? Can Right? So I'm going to give you a second to look at the answer. This kind of question 4 marks. You see, probability like that, right, is about 8 marks. So you also need to be good in probability. Okay? Now, next question, alright, this is on the the sine rule and cosine rule. So just give you the formula again, alright. Sine rule, if it's sine rule, okay, it is always A over sine A equals to B over sine B. It just can interchange one, no problem. Okay, B sine B, alright, and C over sine C, either one of it. This is sine root. Okay, sine C. Okay, so this is the formula. Okay, then your other one, you have two things, alright. You have cosine rule. Cosine rule will be, alright, it's up to you, right? A lot of formula is C square equals to C square equals to A square plus B square plus E minus 2AB, okay, cosine C, cosine C. So the problem now is that, right, when to use sine, when to use cosine, right? Sine rule, right, you will use it when you involve two angles, okay? When two angles, right, are involved. Okay, cosine rule is when one angle is involved. Right? Can now look at it. Look at this question here now. The question says that they want to find the angle ABD. Angle ABD, right, is this angle. I'm talking about this angle here now. This is the angle I want to find. I don't know what is it. Let me call this theta. This is what I want to find. The angle. Why do I draw until like that? Never mind. This theta. Theta, it's something like that. Okay, let me write theta. This is the angle I want to find. Okay, this is the angle I want to find. How do I know this is the angle I want to find? Because Francis says so much. Angle ABD. So now you look at it, right? You only involve one angle. So that's why you use cosine rule. Because only one angle, which is this angle. That's why I use cosine rule. Okay? So how do you know that which one is A, which one is B? Always the angle is C. So this is C. Right? So I put C here. Okay, this is my C, capital C. Right? And that opposite side will be the small c. The opposite side will be the small c. So this is the small c. Okay? Then the other one is the A and B. This is A, this is B. It's up to you, whichever A, B, it doesn't matter. Then you put inside the formula, right, and find your theta. So you get 27 degrees. Okay, the angle you want to find is the C, opposite to it is C, the other two is A and B. Okay, why we use cosine rule? Because it involves one angle only. Okay, the other one, right, okay, the other question that you have here, right, the other angle that you have here, right, the question want to find DC. So DC is what you want to find. This is what you want to find. I don't know what is it. I put X here. Okay, right? This angle can be easily found. This angle here, I can find this angle easily. Why? Because triangle add up together should give you 180. So this angle is easy for you to find. Okay, so I decide the first thing I do, right, is I find this angle first. It's 73. Then you see, right, this angle is 73. This is 73. I just put here like 73. Okay, you want to find that side X here. How many angles is involved? Two angles, 73 and 65. That's why I use sine rule. Because two angles is involved. So one angle involved is cosine, two angles involved is sine. Okay, that's why you get your answer as 9.19. You apply sine rule. Okay, done? Okay, now there's something special, not special lah, we have learned that before. Whenever the question say shortest distance, right, from C to BD, it must be 90 degree. When I say shortest distance, it means that the point C, right, point C and BD is 90 degree. That's why, right, I will draw from point C to the line, I will draw 90 degree here. This is 90 degree. From point C to BD, to BD. So point C to BD, this is 90 degree. Here's 90 degree. Okay, so the question want to find the shortest distance, means I want to find this red line. So I use your trigonometry. I have this angle already. So I want to find this red line is opposite over hypotenuse. That's why I use cosine. Opposite over hypotenuse is sine. Sorry, sine. That's why I use sine. And I get my x equals to 6.15. Okay? right? Remember, shortest distance is always 90 degree. Okay, from the point to the line must be 90 degree. That's shortest distance. Okay? Yeah. So answer is, I show you the answer again. This is the answer. Okay? Now, graph you hate the most. I think I'm having fever. I have the feeling. Right? So, the question already given us, right? The function, okay, the grid show that the graph of y equals to a plus bx squared. Okay? So, they say the graph, right, passes through the point 0, 4 and 1, 1. This question, right, whenever you have this kind of question, y equals to ax squared plus bx plus c, the c, right, is always your y-intercept. So now in this case, right, they don't have this bx, they only have the ax squared, but they put as this one is b, this one is c lah, a lah, like that. The number, right, in the quadratic function is always your y-intercept. That's why your y-intercept here, right, is 4. That's why your ba, right, is 4. The number in the quadratic equation is always your y-intercept. Always. Okay, why? Because you put 0 in, right, it's going to give you a also. So it's 4. Can? So you get your a already. So you put inside the equation. Then your formula become y equals to 4 plus bx squared. Then you just put 1, 1 inside lah. So when you put 1, 1 inside, you get your b equals to negative 3. So it's negative 3 lah. Okay? Can So that's that. So we're done with that. Oh, why so laggy? Why cannot scroll? Okay. So the next question say, right, the tangent at point 0, 4. 0, 4, right, is your peak. Right? It's your turning point. So the gradient at turning point is 0. So that's why it's 0. Okay. Next question number 3. They say the equation of tangent of the graph at x equals to negative 1 is 6. So at x equals to negative 1, means this one, you know, this point here. This point here. Negative 1. The tangent, right, at this point here, somewhere like that. This is the tangent. Tangent means that it's a point that crossed the line only at one point. So somewhere like that. This is the tangent. At this point here is 6x plus 7. The gradient is 6. But now they want to find the tangent at x equals to 1. So x equals to 1, right, is on the opposite side of it. The opposite side of this line, of this point here. It's here. Now, it's this here. So what happened now is that it's the same point but just the opposite side. Here is positive, then this is negative 6. That's why the gradient is negative 6. Because the gradient on this side, on the left side one, right, is positive 6. On the same point, symmetry ma, they are symmetry. On the same point, here will be negative 6. The gradient, symmetry. Right? And the point that I'm looking at now is 1, 1. How I know? Because x equals to 1, y equals to 1. That's why using the point and the gradient I have, I put inside the formula to find the equation. I get y equals to negative 6x plus 7. So it's up to you. You want to use y equals to mx plus c, where your y equals to m is negative 6x plus c. Then you put 1, 1 inside. So 1 equals to negative 6 times 1 plus c. Then your c is equals to 7. Okay, you put back inside, is the same formula. This formula I use, right, is the one that I always use. Y minus y1, okay, equals to mx minus x1. Okay, it's easy lah. I think for me it's very easy. I just plug in, everything will come out itself. Okay, so you get your equation, right? Yeah. Okay, number B, right? B, they just put inside value only. Just put negative 1 in, just put 0 in, just put 1 in. Then you get your y already. Okay, then you plot your graph. So your graph should look like this. It's going to be a curve, smooth curve. Right? Make sure that you draw it as smooth as possible. Okay, your curve. And find your value. Okay, your intersection value. That's why the answer here is this one answer. Okay, it's around there lah. Okay? Right? So I show you again, you draw your graph and we're looking at the intersection point because they say the value where two graphs intersect. So this is the point. So draw. Okay? Right? Now they say, right, the two solution of the cubic graph can be solved with this formula. So I just equate the one that they give us, the new one, with the one that they give us in the beginning. Y equals to 4 plus negative 3x squared. So I just equate them. Then I arrange, do my maths, arrange, expand, right? I should get this formula. Okay, I gotta zoom in for you to see. Right? Because they want you to say that the two solution, right, can be solved by this formula. So you just equate the two formula, the equation that you have, you become like that. So first and foremost, I bring the 1 over first. So become 5 over 3 minus x equals to 3 minus 3x squared. Then I bring this over, I expand, then I arrange properly. So I get what I want in the end. Okay? Yeah. So that's that, right? Done. Okay, this one also something we have learned. So we all learned that, okay? The median is here, 70. Range is the minimum and the maximum. So maximum is 90, minimum is 12. So 90 minus 12 is 78. Okay? Then they say 75%, right? It means, okay, 25% is first quarter, Q1. 50% is median. 75% is third quarter. So they say more than 75% means it's this line here. More than that. So any score in between of 88 to 90. So 80, you can, this is 86 to 90. So 87, 88, 89 also acceptable. Or 90 also can. Okay, because it's above 75. So any number from 87, 88, 89 or 90 also can. 75%. 75% is equivalent to Q3 and above. 50% is median and above. 25% is Q1 and above. Okay? Can Right, next. They ask you to compare. So of course you can compare the mean. You can say that this one have a higher mean score compared to this one. But I like to talk about the consistency because it's obvious this one is less consistent because the box is bigger. This one is more consistent because the box is smaller. That's why I say the mark score by the students in the first test, right, is less. Okay, I typed wrongly. It's less consistent, right? Less consistent. My bad. Right, this is less consistent. Right, because this box is bigger, so it's less consistent. This is more consistent. Second test is more consistent. Okay? Okay, of course you can compare the median. You can say that the median score of the first test is lower than the second test. You can do that also. Compare the median. Okay? Right? And the next one, I'll calculate the mean. I think this is no problem. Just find the midpoint times with the frequency. You should get 31.2. So I zoom in for you. Right? Just take the midpoint times the frequency, divide by the total frequency. Okay? Done with that. Then they ask you to draw the histogram. I think these are also no problem. We also have been doing this thing. So you should get this answer. Right? You should get 4.4 and 3.4. Bigger box. Okay? And to find the value of x, right? They want to find the value of x. Here you know that this is 7.8. So x over the class width equals to 7.6. So you get x equals to 38. They want to find back the frequency only. So what formula we are applying, just in case those don't know, frequency density is equals to your frequency divide by your class width. Okay? How many more questions are like? Never finished, never ending like that. Almost done already. Okay, this is a bit tough, this question. But it's doable, right? So the first question, right? Okay, they give us a quadrant, right? They give us a quadrant. They say that, right, the radius is 9.5. So you want to find the area of the sector is 41. So area, right, is just the angle over 360 times pi r squared. Area ma. So it's 53 over 360 times pi times r squared. So you get 41.7. You're just using the formula of area. Okay? Can I? Then they say the area of the triangle OAB, is equals to 1/3 of the area of the sector. So the area of sector, you already have it. Okay? How to find the area of triangle OAB? You use your triangle formula, right? Your area of triangle is equals to 1/2 AB sine C. AB sine C. So in this case, right, okay, A and B, the angle, the side A and B, right, must be in between of the angle. The angle must be in between of the side. So this is A, this is B. Very obvious that this A and B, right, is actually isosceles. Okay, why? Because you cut a line here, right, it has to be isosceles already. So the A and the B actually the same. That's why, right, I write half OA square. OA is one of it, ma. Why square? Because both of it the same. Half OA square times with sine 53. Using this formula. Half AB sine C. Triangle. Equals to 1/3 of the area of the sector. Then from there, you do your maths, you get 5.9, your A. Just done. Okay, you're using the area of triangle, the formula that we learned, half AB sine C, this formula. Okay, this angle is C. So the two sides will be AB. And happen that the A and the B is the same because of isosceles. Okay, you draw this line, it's a straight line, it's gonna be like that. Okay, besides the question also same. OA equals to OB. OA equals to OB. Okay? Right? So they said these two are the same. That's why your answer is like that. Okay, I want to show you the answer a bit. Can I? Right? Okay, this is a very complicated question, but not really complicated. Okay? Now, this one you can ask Jordan if you want to, right? Jordan is very good in this thing. Alright? Okay, what happened now is that this arc length PQ, right, is actually the circle of this thing. Okay? Why? Okay, just in case those don't know, right? YouTube, right? I write down here net of a cone. Okay.
Net of the cone. Tell you about. You open this,
Now you see,
you get a
right?
gap.
Now you see, this circle, the circle here, right? Okay, you circle here, the circumference here. When you open it,
When you open this,
it is actually this part. You see now? So the arc length of the sector, right, is actually the circle of the base. I show you again, right? See, the arc length, the circle of the base, when you open
when
it,
you open this,
it is arc length of the arc length. That's why, right, from here I know that the arc length is actually the area, the circumference of the circle. Okay, besides you look at the diagram here, PQ connected. So I find the arc length of PQ first. So 60 over 360 times 2 pi r. So I get 8 pi. This is equal to the circumference of the base. So which is 2 pi r equals to 8 pi. And from here, I know the radius is 4. The radius here is 4. This is 4. This is 4 centimeter. Okay. This is 4 cm. From there, I use the idea. The arc length is equal to the circumference here. That's why arc length equals to circumference. Then from there, I can find my radius is 4. And this side 24, right, is the slanted side here. This is 24 centimeter. I want to find the height because I'm looking for the volume. I need the height. This height here. Okay. And this height, right, happen to be a Pythagoras, right? It's going to be a Pythagoras. Okay, maybe I draw better here, right? It's going to be a Pythagoras. So that's why I use Pythagoras also. H square, the height is equals to 24 square minus 4 square. That's why I get H is 23.7. So I can find the volume is 1 over 203 times pi times 4 because radius is 4 times the height 23.7. So I get 397. It's actually point something lah. But I told you always round off the answer to 3 significant figure. Okay, but you just need to know in this question, right, it's a 6 marks question. They are trying to test us whether we understand the net of the diagram or not. So the net here, you must know that the arc length of the arc length is actually equals to circumference of the base. So using that idea, I find the radius of the base. Then I need to find the height using Pythagoras theorem. Then after that, I can find my volume already. So you should get 397. Okay, so this set of paper, right, paper 2 is easier. Paper 4 is a bit tougher, right? So it's like that one. It's definitely, they will take a bit of the marks out from us. Okay? Right? So that's done for that. We have one more question, I think. Let's see. Oh, so many questions, not one more. Okay, so question number 9, right? You factorize. I think this is easy lah. This one everyone know what to do. You need to group them because there's nothing in common. So you need to group them. So you group them, right? Group the two together, right? And you factorize, and then in the end you get this one. Okay, so this one also factorize. Question asks us to factorize. Do not go and expand. No point. The question want you factorize. The question say what? So we take out whatever the common one out, and then in the end I just get like that. Okay, you ask me, can I leave the answer like that? Yes, you can. The second row also can already. Don't need to go under the third. Okay, and then this one, right, question number 3, everything can be written as a square. So you see 2 square, x square, y4 can be written as y square and 2. So that's why everything in square and it's a minus. I can write as 1 minus 1 plus. Okay, so this one answer like that. This one is the basic one, very easy. Yeah, right. This one, okay, do 2 by 2. Don't do all 3 together. Do 2 by 2. The first 2 do first. Expand the first 2. You get this one, x square, x plus 1 plus x minus 3x minus 3. Okay, copy back whatever you didn't do. Simplify first, then expand again. Then simplify again. So you should get this one in the end. Okay, right? C, okay, I will suggest you to expand this part. So when I expand this part, I get x squared plus 2ax plus a squared equals to x squared plus 22x plus b. I expand the left side. Then I compare. 2a is actually 22. So a is 11. Then a squared is b. But a is 11. I put inside. B is 1 to 1. Okay? Done with that. Okay, this one, number 10. A. They say a box is a cuboid with length of 45, 30 centimeter and 42. The box is completely filled with 90.72 kg of sand. They want to find density. Formula for density. Density, it's equals to mass divided by volume. You learn in science also. Mass divided by volume. Right? So, but the question want it in meter cube. So don't forget to change it to meter first. That's why I take 0.45 times 0.3 times 0.432. Because I changed to meter first. So I get 0.0567. Then I take the mass divided by the volume. I should get 1,600. Okay? Right? Then B, they say a bag contains 15,000 centimeter cube of sand. So some of the sand, right, is used to completely fill a hole in the shape of a cylinder. The hole is 30 centimeter deep and a radius of 10. So we calculate the volume of this thing because they give us the total volume of the sand. But I want to know, right, how much of this sand is filled into the cylinder. So I calculate the volume of the cylinder first. Pi r square h. You have to memorize. Not all the formula is given. Okay, only cone, pyramid, and sphere is given in exam only. Cone, pyramid, and sphere. The rest you have to memorize. Okay, so pi r square h. So I calculate the volume of the cylinder. This is how much of sand can be filled. Okay, the question want to find the percentage of the sand from the bag is used. So this is how much you use, right? Over the original times 100. So it's 62.8%. How much of it is used? 9,424.78 divided by 15,000 times 100. So 62.8%. Okay? Now, okay, they say sand costs 98.90 per ton. Okay, this cost includes a tax of 50%. You want to calculate the amount, right? Tax per ton. You need to know, right? You want to calculate how much of tax you pay. You cannot use the 15% times 98.8. No, it's 90. Because this 98.90, right, is a cost that include the tax already. If you take 98.90 times 15%, you are calculating the tax twice. So you can't. Okay. So what I'm going to do is that I need to find back the price before I include the tax. So I do reverse percentage. I divide by 115 instead. Because tax increase price, I divide by 115 times 100. So I get 86, the original price. So the tax amount is 12 ringgit 90 cents. Do not take 15 times with 98.90. It doesn't work like that. Because this is already included tax. If you take 15 times 98.90, you are calculating the tax twice. So in order for me to calculate how much of tax I have paid, I need to calculate the original price first without the tax. That's why I go backward. Then only I subtract. Okay? Alright? So you get 12.90. Okay, next. Alright? This one they say $1 is 17.8 rupees. Alright? So you want to go back to dollars, so you just divide only. Right? You go back, so you divide only. So divide by 17.80, so it's about $50. Okay? Okay lah. Right. This kind of very common question. They say Gaia spent 48 to buy books and each cost X. Each. Right? Each cost X. So you spend 48 and each is 4X. How much have you bought? So I just take 48 divided by X lah. Let's say each book is $4, right? Then how many books you have bought? 12. So it's like 48 divided by X. Is the number of books Gaia have bought. Okay? Next one, right, they say Myra, right, spent 60 to buy books that cost X plus 2. So this is 60 divided by X plus 2. That's how many books that Myra bought. But Gaia bought 4 more. So that's why I write X minus 4. Because Gaia have 4 more. So which means Myra have 4 less. Correct or not? So that's why I take Myra equals to Gaia's minus 4. So it's either you write like that or you write 60. Alright, you can write 60 over X minus plus 2. No. This is how many Gaia has. Right now? This is how many Gaia has. 48 over X. Minus of this is how many Myra has. Okay, but they are equals to 4. You also can write like that. Because Gaia has more than Myra. So the difference between Maya and Gaia, it should be 4. So that's why I take 48 divided by X minus 60 over X plus 2 equals to 4. You can also do like that. No problem. It depends on which one you understand. Okay, in the end, after you expand it, you should get the exact answer. Like I told you before, this is an equation. So in order for us to simplify this kind of equation, we will multiply the whole thing with the denominator. Okay, I multiply with the denominator. That's why, right, when I take 48 over X times with X, I get 48 bracket X plus 2 minus X plus 2, I cut off, I get 60 times X, then equals to 4 bracket X plus 2. Then you expand from there. Okay, this only can be done when it's equation. If it's not equation, you cannot do this. Okay, so after, even though you don't know how to do this question, right, you can still do this question. Do not forget, right? They ask you to factorize. Don't waste time and go and do formula. Okay, unless the question say leave your answer in 2 decimal place. Otherwise, don't waste time. Okay, so in this case, right, we use calculator. Change your calculator to this form. All right, let me clear it first. Okay, then you put in 1, 5, negative 24. So you have 3. So it's negative 3. And then you have negative 8. So it's 8. So that's why I have 2 answers. Negative 8 and 3. Both have to write. then only you decide you have to reject this one. Because I'm talking about the number of books. Money, sorry. This x is money. So it cannot be negative. So I put divide 3. So if I want to know how many books Myra has, I'll take 60 divided by 3 plus 2. That's why I get 12 books for Myra. So you need to reject negative 8 later on. But in this question, they ask us to factorize. So we just need to write both of them. Okay, this is all very standard kind of question. Okay, one question like this, right, is about 9 marks. So it's a lot. Okay, right? The last question is what I say is interesting. Okay, first and foremost, they want you to find the gradient for a curve. You need to differentiate because it's a curve. There's no way to find. Unless it's a straight line you can do. But no, this is a curve. That's why I need to differentiate. I get 3 times 2, I get 6x squared minus 7. Then I put the negative 2 in, I get my gradient, which is 17. Very generous, 3 marks. Okay? Then you want to find the distance, right? The length. You just take x minus x, y minus y. That's why I take negative 5 minus 7 square plus 8 minus 2 square. X minus x, y minus y. Square. Then add up together. Then you do maths, 13.4. Okay? Right? Now, this is a question. They say that the equation of the line that is perpendicular to AB. Perpendicular to AB. So, AB is these 2 points. So, first and foremost, I need to find the gradient of AB first. So, gradient is y2 minus y1. Gradient is m equals to y2 minus y1 minus y1. Then x2 minus x1. The gradient formula. All these are not given in exam. You have to memorize. Okay, you have to memorize. So you get this already, right? You put inside, you get negative 1 over 2. But because they say perpendicular, so you need to do an m1 times m2 equals to negative 1. So you put inside, you get your m2 is 2. But they say passes through negative 1, 3. So just put inside the formula and find. So if you want to do this one also can. Y equals to mx plus c. For those, right, want to use this formula. So y equals to 2x plus c. Then you put in, right, negative 1, 3 equals to 2 bracket negative 1 plus c. So 3 minus 2 plus c, then c equals to 5. You want to use this method also can. But I like this y minus y1 equals to mx minus x1. Faster. Don't need to do so many steps. 3 steps done already. This one so many steps. Okay, but it's up to you. Your choice, right? Whichever is it, I will still accept. It's correct. Okay? Right. This is the one that I'm saying that is interesting. Okay? So it will be best for you to sketch it out. Okay? So I draw a parallelogram and I label A, B, C, D. It must flow. You cannot put A, B, C, D like that. You cannot. It must be A, B, C, D. Either clockwise or anti-clockwise. It must be a flow. A, B, C, D. So you draw first. Then the question say BC arrow is negative A, negative B. So if BC is negative A, negative B, then AD also negative A, negative B. Parallelogram. Okay? So since the gradient say that is 1, so I know that B over A is negative 1. Because gradient, right, is like that. You see, right? This one means what, you know? B, it go to the B, right? This vector, right, means that it goes here by 1. A. Sorry, it goes here by A. Right? This direction, it goes here by A. And then it goes down by B. This is A. This is A. Right? Because of the vector. And then it goes down by B. Go down here. And then it is B. This is B. Okay? So you want to find gradient. Gradient is y over x, right? Y over x. So you just take y, which is b over a equals to 1. The gradient equals to 1. Okay? Y over x. So b over a. So that's why you have this one. Equals to 1. Okay? And then they say norm of BC is square root of 8. Norm, so it's negative a square plus negative b square equals to c squared, because norm means modulus means it's the a squared plus b squared equals to c squared. It's the Pythagoras, the length. So I put it like that. So I just put square root and square, it become 8. From here I know a squared plus b squared equals to 8. I substitute in, I get 2b squared, because why? A is equals to b, I bring over. So I just b squared plus 2b squared equals to 8. So 2b squared equals to 8, b squared equals to 4. That's why b equals to plus minus of 2. But the question say b must be more than 0. So that's why b is equals to 2. So b is equals to 2, a also equals to 2. That's why from here I know AD equals to negative 2, negative 2. Okay? Cartesian plane, because why Cartesian plane? Coordinates. So remember I told you AD is equals to OD, the back one minus the front one. So OD minus OA, OD minus OA. I write down the formula first. So AD, OD, right, is what you want to find, because you want to find coordinates of D. So OD is equals to AD plus with OA. So AD is negative 2, 2. OA is from here. 7, 2. OA, 7, 2. Coordinate of A. So that's why you have 7, 2. You put inside, you get 5, 0. So the coordinate of D is 5, 0. Right? It's not difficult, but it's interesting on how they put in words in this time. Right? They trick you. They want to see whether you understand that the gradient of a vector, right, is just the y divided by the x. Okay? And the norm you can put it like that. From there you can solve your A and B already. Then you get your vector A and D. Then do the geometry and the vector in Cartesian plane. Right? The back one minus the front. OD minus OA. Then you can find your OD already. Show you properly, okay? So this question is 4 marks. It's not really a killer question, but it's a question that make you think a bit lah. Okay, in this case, in this paper, right, it's interesting to see this kind of question, but it's not to the extent that it can kill you. Okay, so it's doable. Okay, right? Right, so this set of paper, if you ask me, right, it is not really that difficult, but it's interesting lah. Okay, so you wait for a while. Okay, so we basically have done discussing the paper, right? 4-2 paper. So I hope that okay, you guys will finish up the paper and try. Okay, because otherwise you wasted the paper. Can? Right? So I think that's all for today. Right? I hope that this video helps you. And okay, next class onwards, we will revise. So if you have anything that you need me to revise, you have to let me know. Right? I will try my best to prepare for you. Okay, so the next class we will do is linear programming, and then the following week we will do the simultaneous for non-linear. Okay, any questions? No, if you have a question also you can ask, right? Okay, you can ask me the next class. So that's all for today. I see you guys. All right. So see ya. Bye bye. See ya.